This week's Sunday Night Chat video is going to be a little bit different. Right now I'm in the Jeep that I was lent while I'm here in Jersey. Just want to point out, you know, cracked windshield. By the way, thank you, Kim, for letting me borrow this thing. We're talking about it, you know. This thing's a runner, man. She goes. She makes a lot of noise. She pulls a little bit to the right. And then there's this custom thing, you know, you need a jar of tacks. Here, you need a jar of tacks here because, you know, you got to tack up the headliner. I'm going to try to remember to tack up the back part there. I don't think the registration, is current. I didn't ask her if there was insurance. Breaking the law, breaking the law. So, the rest of this is going to be riding a bike, seeing friends, and doing little clips of my thoughts about some of the stuff that's been going on here and in the news. I haven't been paying attention to the news, but there's one thing I did want to discuss, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So, you know, stick around. It'll get better. All right. You got me? You hear me? There's two kinds of people in this world. There's washcloth people, and then there's people that don't use a washcloth. I will argue till my dying breath that a washcloth is the way to go. Some people think using a washcloth is dirty somehow. Here's the thing. A washcloth never gets dirty. Never gets dirty. We're going to go over the positives of this, right? First of all, it feels good on your skin. It exfoliates your skin. That's why I have this beautiful, healthy glow in my waning years here. Nice, smooth, shiny skin. It's because I use a washcloth. And when I say it never gets dirty, it's because you use it on your body with soap. And then you rinse it out. You rinse all the soap out. You are effectively washing it exactly the same way your washing machine washes it. It's clean. It never gets dirty. It's the same thing that you did back in the day. So your great-grandmother washed her clothes by hand. I've washed clothes by hand for weeks at a time when traveling. I'm telling you, it's the way to go. It's just funny. I love my friend Peg. I love her. I use a washcloth in her shower, and then the next day it was washed and folded for me. This morning I went in there, and the washcloth was gone again, and I couldn't find it. Like, she doesn't want me using a washcloth. It's just funny to me. Anyhow, that's that. I was staying here at a friend's house, couch surfing a couple years ago, and sleeping in the van. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you a little TMI story here for you. The last time I had really, really good sex was right here in this parking lot, in this parking space rather, in my van. It was awesome. Listen, I want to talk to you about something else. So, this accident that happened with this truck driver, where he pulled that U-turn on the highway and killed those people. I built that deck. I built that deck that you're sitting on. Uh-huh. I built that deck in this whole house. Yeah, 1988. You renting it? You own it? Built that one, I built that one, and built that one. Thank you. They just replaced the railings, but everything underneath there is still what I did. I even remember putting those 45s down there and everything else. I got pictures of the whole thing. Have a good day. That's cool. It's fun to talk to people that are enjoying something that you built, you know, 38 years ago. It's wild. Okay, so back to this truck driver. I've been driving across the country, since 1992. I've probably driven across the country close to 25 times, and I did the math once in like 17 17 different vehicles. And back in 92, truck driver would, if he passed you, he would, you'd flick your high beams or flash your lights to let him know when it was time he can get back in front of you. And he would thank you by flashing all the lights on his truck. If you passed him, they'd flash their headlights, let you know you could get in front of them, and they'd flash all their lights to say thank you. And the truck drivers stayed in the left lane, unless they had to pass. But when they passed, they quickly went right back to the left lane. They were conscientious, and it was actually a pleasure to be on the road with them. And you guys know that I drive a lot. I do a lot of cross-country trips. I drive a lot around the southwest. I go to Arizona regularly, up and down the coast. In the last 33 years, I have seen the way truck drivers drive get progressively horrendous. I've almost been in a few accidents myself. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to drive. They cut people off. As soon as you get up on them, they get in front of you. They'll stay in the fast lane, the passing lane, the left lane, and just cruise there, screwing up traffic for everybody else. It's something that's been on my mind. I might have mentioned it here before. It's something I've been meaning to talk about, and now this incident took place. I'll tell you something else. Last time, I let my driver's license lapse. I don't know, maybe 10 years ago in LA. And when I went to I had to take the written test again. And when I did that, I noticed the driver's licenses in California are printed in many different languages, which makes no sense to me. What are you going to do? Like, they show you the signs translated in the language, but when they're out there on the streets, that's all in English. You can't do that. You certainly can't do it for CDLs, man. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I'm glad they're going to crack down on it now. It never should have been allowed to happen. And, prayers and condolences to those people, their families. Should have never been able to happen. But you know where that's happening, right? You know what states are allowing that to happen. You know the people behind allowing that to happen. So stop voting for those people. Just stop voting for those people. Please. Save a life. Save a life. Vote red. It's Dean Muller right there. Some of you know, most of you don't. So we're cruising down here, and I don't think we're going to get this on film, but I'm going to tell the story anyhow. Well, Dean can confirm the story. We were just at his dad's house, and his dad used to own White Oak Liquor, which we're about to drive past. You guys saw in the video the other day. And I've always told the story that when the days that we would cut school, you can confirm this, right? Dean had the keys to the liquor store. We would go in the liquor store, which is right there. Right there. We'd go in the liquor store, in the back door. We would take all the beer, whatever we wanted, and we would pay for it. Put the money in the register, go back to my pad, and have a grand old time. When I came home from the service that winter, might have been the next year, I worked there 3 nights a week, and the guy I worked with, this guy Scotty Erdman, was hysterical. Funny dude. Well, the birthday thing is good. On his birthday, everybody came in the shop. He would say, "It's my birthday, give me $1." And he would clean up every birthday. It was amazing. And like I said, I don't think your dad knew about that. I think if your dad knew about that, he would not have been cool with that.
Yeah, you never know.
Scotty's goal in life was to do as little as possible and get paid for it. That's what he would say. So we're going to drive down there and surprise him and see at his old age if he can even remember me. You're not going to see that on screen because I don't think he's going to be cool with it. But that's it. There's Betty and Nick's. Go to Benny and Nick's for a pork roll, egg, and cheese while you're here. All right. This is the man, the myth, the legend. The most interesting man in Seaside Park, by far, Scotty Erdman. Worked with... How long did you work at Benny and Nick's? How long did you work at the White Oak Liquor Store?
Too long. 20 years, maybe.
Yeah. And
more than that.
And the funny thing is
5 years, I don't know.
You're always...
Time lost all meaning at that place.
Well, I'm going to tell a couple stories, and I want you to elaborate on them, because he was basically trying to show me the ropes. And I was telling Guy this a little while ago. One of your favorite things to do was the regulars that came in. You know, they wanted to be stealthy. You'd put the bottle in the paper bag, and you'd twist the bag around the bottle before you handed it to them. So when they went out the door, everybody knew what they were buying.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
But you were always kind of a sophisticated dude, and you just pointed this out. Show me this.
This is pretty much the all-star puzzle magazine. It's a slick magazine, and this is my...
Fold that page over. Let me have this thing. Look at this.
135th puzzle that I've
By Scotty Erdman.
made for that magazine alone.
Are they themed?
Oh yeah.
So where are you getting your ideas? Just reading what's going on? You were a voracious reader. What are you reading now?
1,500 pages
Yeah.
of miserable shit.
How do you feel about it?
I got 400 pages left, so pretty good.
What's your review of it so far?
It's knowing nothing about this whatsoever, ever having seen the musical or anything. I've been doing the old classics that are over 1,000 pages long. Count of Monte Cristo, I just finished. Surprisingly, they're very good. I guess that's why they're classics. But
Yes.
Also, Man of La Mancha.
Yes.
Don Quixote's over 1,000 pages. I always thought, hey, they were 90-minute movies. How much more can there be in a book of 1,000 pages? But very interesting.
So, what do you think? Have you seen? So you never saw anything with that. You're just reading the book.
Yeah.
But on the other ones where you've seen the films, and then you've gone back and you've read the book. Everybody says the book's always better.
Man of La Mancha is a musical. I mean, so 1/3 of it is music.
Yeah.
It's 1,200 pages long. It's, you know.
Wait a second. You're telling me that those books weren't written as musicals?
Far from it now.
Now I know why he made fun of me all the time.
Far from it. But no, I'm a voracious reader, and
Well, I want to ask you something.
very few books are more than 1,000 pages long.
Right. Well, you write though.
Yeah.
You were writing screenplays back then, I remember. I don't think I ever read any of them. I don't think you ever let me read any of them.
I finished a Western. There might be a copy in there you can peruse.
Ooh.
It's also a musical.
Whoa. You wrote a Western musical?
Yes. It's,
like Paint Your Wagon Red?
No, it's
Better, I hope?
West Side Story.
Ooh.
With gay Indians who were in love, but from different tribes. So you get your Capulets and your Montagues. And
this is for real. You're not screwing me.
It's called Wild Wild West Story.
Dude. All right. Did you guys hear this? Wild Wild West Story. What was the musical again? West Side Story. It's West Side Story with two. This is brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, the concept is brilliant.
Yeah, sure.
Well, hey,
If you say so.
in today's, the way things are today, you remember Brokeback Mountain?
Yeah.
We got the Indian, well, we can't call them Indians. This has to be gay Native Americans.
Pause it a second, and I'll see if I really.
This will be good.
Copy.
Relax there, Dean.
That's what I'm working on.
I'm having so much fun with this. What a crazy concept. I'm so glad I asked him that question. That's amazing.
I didn't know he wrote that.
Yeah. When I worked with him, he was always reading books and always throwing the knowledge out there and testing you and trying to make you be a smarter person. It's kind of what I do to you guys, but when it's coming from me, I'm like an intellectual palooka, you know? So that's about it. This guy's a brainiac. All right. He's back. He went looking for a script he couldn't find. What was the Indian's name?
The gay Indian, part of the ill-fated duo is Flaming Arrow. His father is Bloody Stool. And various other Navajomos and...
Navajomos, Flaming Stool. No. Bloody Stool and Flaming Arrow. So I know I said that it was a genius idea.
There's
the concept is a genius concept. However, I'm starting to realize the names are just pure humor. And I told Scott, I said, I want to do stand-up. And you guys know that. That's why you've been watching. You've been egging me on. Scotty's done it. And I'm having this other epiphany. We just discussed it in there. I've said epiphany way too many times. I need another word. I got to walk around with a thesaurus.
What's another word for epiphany? I don't know.
Yeah.
That pretty much is what it is.
That is what it is. But when you use it too often, you sound like one of the Bowery Boys. You know what I mean?
Well, you know.
But Scotty's done stand-up. You were saying in the clubs in Seaside Heights.
Yeah.
Which would have been when? Like, how old were you then?
I had to be 22, 23.
Oh, jeez.
I was just laying on the beach one day and said, I need a piece of paper. And just wrote down some jokes, easy jokes about the motor vehicle department, things like that, life in the Heights, and working in a liquor store. And went and said to the bar owner, he says, well, let me see what you got, because I don't want anything inappropriate, even though it's after midnight and a bunch of drunks. So I checked it out, and I went there, and it was a big hit, and kept asking me back, so I did it a few times. And,
you remember any of your jokes?
Crossed it off my list of things to do.
Right.
You know, hot tar roofing, done. Whatever.
You remember any of the...
I was a clown.
You were a clown.
Rodeo clown, done. Coached soccer, didn't know a thing about soccer. Coached high school, middle school soccer. Got picked up hitchhiking one day. The guy says, where you going? I said, unemployment. Oh, you want a job? I says, yeah. Doing what? Coaching kids soccer. Sure. Went home, got the encyclopedia, looked up soccer. Learned some of the rules.
I had a thought today. I'm borrowing this car that's falling apart, and I work on my own cars, and people always say, you know, they let them rot, and I'm saying, why don't you just fix it? And they're like, I don't know how. How do you not know how?
Mostly it's salt. That's the problem around here.
No, I get that, but as far as fixing things, replacing parts, why not? Watch a video, man.
Yeah.
Get a couple wrenches and do it.
Nowadays, it's, you know, anything that you can think of. You want to do something, there's a tutorial on YouTube.
That's right.
For anything you want.
The channel, it's Astrovan Tribe, because you guys know I have this Astrovan, and I was working on it. I couldn't find quality videos on it. And if I would watch one, I was like, I could do better. Not that I'd be putting that guy down, but he's not showing you the right thing. The camera's moving around. You guys like that? You like that? See, it's totally unprofessional. I'm so pro. So, but that's the thing. So I thought if I did it a little bit better, and that's what started getting the following. I have to ask you, could you remember any of your bits from the old days?
I have them written down.
Well, you don't remember anything off the top of your head?
No,
Something on the DMV?
50 years ago. Come on.
It's a good challenge for you.
That's why I write things down when they come in. And now I can find them on a computer, like, you know.
Everybody's laughing that's watching because I don't know how many of you sent me notebooks because they keep wanting me to write everything down.
Right now, I'm working on God's autobiography.
God's autobiography.
Yeah, that's what I'm compiling now. It's about 100 pages so far. I'm into it. Typewritten pages. It's called By God.
By God.
By God.
Okay.
So it's his autobiography.
How's it starting?
In the beginning, the earth was null and void, like a bad check it was.
Like a bad what?
Check.
Like a bad check, null and void.
That's the first two lines.
Okay. So you got 100 pages, but those are the first 2 lines. That's good.
It's a whimsical type thing.
Is he musing about like possible mistakes? Can God make a mistake?
He says, no, I can't make a rock I can't lift, assholes. You know, he answers that question. Of course, it's a stupid question. It makes no sense anyway.
So he's a cantankerous God.
Yes, he's cantank. He's a curmudgeon.
He's a curmudgeonly God.
Yes.
Okay. Which is why he doesn't answer all the prayers because he figures you should be
I
able to figure.
answer every prayer, and the answer's no. Fuck you.
Okay. That's good. I like that kind of God. Because actually, I do communicate with God.
They curses because words are words. Words have no meaning whatsoever.
That's right. We attach the meaning to them.
That's it. A chair is something else to an igloo.
That's right.
An igloo. It's 30 words for snow. Who needs it? It's absolutely meaningless. And so is time. Mm-hmm. Time has no meaning.
So is he
not to God anyway? But
if he's curmudgeonly, but would you say that he's angry?
No,
not angry.
No,
just so he's a little fed up.
No, he's well, yeah. I guess you could say that he's a little
like enough already with the same prayers all the time.
No,
the same complaints all the time. Aren't you used to it by now? This is life, you know.
Yeah, I'm not in right now. Call me back later, you know. So,
what else does he like to do with his time?
He likes to watch high school basketball.
He's well over people having sex. He doesn't watch that anymore. He's bored with that.
No, he can't watch that. He'd rather watch aliens have sex.
Okay. Aliens are more interesting.
Yeah. He's created many more interesting things than us.
So is there heaven and hell?
No.
What does God feel that what we think about because I'm not a Satan believer, but what's the idea there? How does he feel about religion?
Oh, there's hundreds of pages on every religion. Shintoism, anything, Scientology.
But how does he feel?
He's got something to say about every single one of them. And same goes for mythology. All the gods before him.
Right.
Or before we created him.
That's right.
And he knows now, if I didn't exist, man would have to create me anyway. And it's all the truisms and things are prefaced in somewhat in things that I borrowed from other people, from Woody Allen down to Plato.
No, I don't want you to break down your thought process. I'm still on the idea that you're speaking for God here.
Yeah.
So okay. He's not angry. He's curmudgeonly. Is he full of himself at all?
Not at all.
Not at all.
No.
So he's humble.
Yes, very humble.
That's the way it
He
should be.
doesn't think he's that big a deal. But,
Does he think he has a sense of humor?
oh yeah, he's got a great sense of humor. He made us.
Do you give any examples? Does he give any examples of like, here's proof that I got a sense of humor, like the platypus?
No, just as he's rambling a lot. He gets sidetracked a lot in his rambling. And goes off on tangents. And
This is starting to sound really familiar, doesn't it? I do it all the time. I'm on a subject, something pops in my head, I go off, and you know, Trump, he gave it a name. The weave. It's the weave. I'm going to go off here, but I'm going to weave you back into it, you know?
One of the first things before I started, I wrote down, he's got to go off on tangents.
Yeah.
He'll be talking about one thing, and he's full of everything. He's constantly thinking about everything, so he's got to go off on tangents.
And that's the thing, and you guys see me do all the time, and I truly believe, not that I think I'm some, high intellectual, we all know that that's not true, but when you can go off on tangents that are sparked by what you were speaking about and then pull it back in, I do think that that's a sign of intelligence. Like the fact that you're able to allow something to come in, it's the genuine nature of conversation as well, and the way the brain naturally works. And that's how you spot a phony, is somebody who doesn't do that. You know what I mean? Like somebody just, it's scripted. Like they've done it in the mirror 100 times, and then they get in front of a camera and they do it.
Commercial for you.
What do you, Pepsi? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were always a Pepsi drinker, weren't you?
No.
What, you drank something?
Colt 45. Malt liquor.
All right. I'm gonna cut this one short here because I want to talk to you guys about some other stuff later. But this is Scotty Erdman, and I'm so happy we stopped in and said hi to him because I've never forgotten you, man. And I really, I didn't even think he was alive anymore.
Hey.
I'm glad to see you're alive and kicking and your brain is still working.
Hopefully, yeah.
All right, so wave goodbye to everybody. My buddy Dean just handed me his phone. He says, have you seen this? And I'm looking at it, and we're talking. I'm focused on other things. I'm barely reading. I see 2.2 million signatures. I see what it is, and I'm thinking, in my mind, 2.2 million people want to see him hung. That's what I think it would be. And I'm reading, and I realized they're in support of this guy. 2.2 million people. This is a good thing because what it means is, how many people are there in America?
370.
370 million people, something like that. This is 2.2 million people. When we have their signatures, we could probably get their addresses, and we could have a federal program, which I think a lot of you would be more than willing to pay for with your tax dollars.
Tap it.
All right, and what we do is we go to their houses and we sterilize them. You can turn it off now. That's always been one of my favorite Bayside houses. It's just this, it's built like a big barn. It might even been a barn or a storage thing at one time. Horse barn maybe. It's got an upstairs. Look how big those doors open with all the screens. Big screen room on the side. Exactly, the yard is exactly as it was. It's a duplex. Very, very cool. Just one of those places, even in the wintertime, when I was a kid, you'd be cruising around here on bicycles and you just check these places out and think, that's so cool, man. It's cool. It's cool. That's all I'm saying. All right. How you doing? We're on the bay. Some people will walk by and I'll be a little embarrassed. There goes an ice cream truck. I didn't know they still had them. I'm having a lot of fun here, as you can tell. You guys just met Scotty Erdman. This video's a little all over the place today, as you know. I'm not editing those clips because I'm out here pedaling around and I want to stitch this all together and try to upload it through the ether. So you get it tonight, you know? I'm going to try my best. And I got to talk to some more people and hopefully do some more videos. Let's see. We'll get Scotty out of the way. Really cool guy, you saw that. Scotty found the script. That West Side, that gay Indian story script. It looks really good. As I read the first 2 paragraphs aloud, and at one point they cut open this bird and a license plate comes out, and Scotty yells, well, you might have, no, I wasn't recording it at the time. Scotty yells out, that's the license plate from Jaws. And I said, well, whoever's reading this, they're not going to know that. You should put a little asterisk there, put an asterisk on the bottom, put a note so that people know what the reference is. This is not to be written and read by the consumer. It's a script. It's meant to be read by somebody that can get the script made, right? You got to know what the writer's thinking. And then he pointed out to me that there's references in there I'm not going to get. Like he has one to some Laurel and Hardy short film, right? From what, the 1930s or something, with a line. But now he gets it, so he'll write that in. So I'm taking the script home with me, and I'm going to read it and make notations on places where I think it needs references. If I don't know him myself, I'm going to call him. And anything else that seems like a reference that I don't understand, I'm going to ask for that. And then get that back to him so he can rework it. But if it's good, and I think there's a good chance it's going to be pretty good, I'm going to clue you guys in on it. This is already a copyrighted product, so it can't be stolen. It's already registered, copywritten and everything. And if he likes working with me with it, I'd like to be able to read the script for you guys maybe in some upcoming video. Because as I was reading, I was kind of getting into it. It was kind of fun, reading it aloud. So that's that. The reunion last night. That was a really good time, man. It's interesting when you run into people you haven't seen in a long time, and you share this stuff, and a lot of the conversations were about how like we inspired one another at different times. In particular, some people gave me credit for making them feel good, you know, or just putting something in their head that turned the gear and all that. And I guess I'm just reminded, this is why I'm here talking to you. Doing what I guess I'm supposed to be doing. Funny story. Scotty finds the script. Then he finds, I'm trying to get comfortable here. I'm not sitting in my normal comfy chair in LA. Then he finds this book. And I go to open the book, and it reminds me of a story I'm sure I told here. It was the summer of 1992. I was tending the bar up in the Poconos, Canadensis, Sunny Ease. There was like a local biker group in town. I told you some of the stories already. It's later in the season. It's probably like the first week of September, something like that. Probably like close to my last week there. And I know the crowd, man. And this is a white bread crowd, right? That's what it is up there. I know the people that are in there, and you know, strangers come in. It's a tourist town too, but I'm just saying, it's a nighttime shift. It's probably 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. It's already dark. So like I said, it's September, and maybe it's 9 o'clock. I don't know. But this guy walks in. He's an older guy. He's wearing a fisherman's cap, and there's a weird energy about him, right? Comes on up to the bar, orders a beer, sits there quietly. Tried to make some small talk, being cool. 7 minutes later, black guy walks into a bar. Never seen him before. Hasn't been the norm all season, I'll tell you that much. So, I see it. I'm not making any judgments, I'm just saying you notice these things. yeah, when you work in a biker bar, you got to notice shit. You know what I'm saying? Like my brain's rolling here. Possibilities, what could happen? Well, he saddles on up to the first guy. I don't think you could hear it, but there's the ice cream truck just came around the corner. So the black guy gets a beer, and I'm serving people, and when I come back down to the bar where they're sitting, the black guy very loudly, like, not like he's screaming it, but he's speaking it loud enough for me to hear or anybody else within earshot. He says to this older white gentleman with the fisherman's cap, he says, "Oh, you look familiar. You're that writer, right? What's your name? You're a writer? You're like a well-known writer, right? What's your name?" And I'm listening to this. And by the way, I just did it 1,000% better than that guy did it. All right? So I'm listening to this. I'm like, okay, let me watch this for a couple seconds. And it's this comment. Yes, I am. And by the way, thank you. You're a fan of my novels and all this shit. And I just squashed it, nipped it in the friggin' bud right there. I walk up and I go, "Hey guys, you know, nice try on the performance here. What are you selling? What are you selling?" And the black guy, he starts to like act like, "Oh no, I do." And the old white guy grabs him, puts his hand on the other guy's hand. Like, "It's okay, he's got us." And he's laughing. And he's like, and he says to the black guy, he says, "Hey, obviously this guy's not from Pennsylvania." So that happened. Turns out that he's written his own book. It's quips and all the things that he thinks are interesting and funny. Little jokes, two-liners, whatever. Little anecdotes, you know, about life. He fancies himself a witty person. And he was a fun guy. Definitely not stupid. But he was running a con, you know, that has worked on bumpkins and bumpkin bars all over the mountains, you know. I happened to be there then. It was just funny. Anyhow, he tells me that he was writing his own book, and I said, "Really? Let's see it." So he brings it to me. So what they do is, their scam is, they go to these bars, they run this scam, people think he's a somebody, he brings out the book, makes everybody laugh, he's a little bit of a showman, and he sells some books out of the trunk of his car. That's what he's doing. So I get the book from him. I'm sure I've told this story and I've shown the book before because I still own it. And I read a couple things and I said, "Dude, I'm going to buy this book from you just for the performance that you put on. And if anybody here wants to buy your book, that's fine, but you're not conning anybody. You know, not in my joint while I'm working, you know." So that was cool. And he autographed it, you know, to me, whatever the hell he said. And I gave him a shot for free. I asked him what shot he wanted, and he wanted a shot of peach schnapps. Hadn't been touched all season, probably been sitting there 10 years. And the screen on the pourer was missing. So what I didn't realize as I was pouring the shot was there fruit flies in there that actually went into the shot glass. And I saw something, wasn't sure, and as he picked the shot glass up to drink it, I saw the fruit flies, and it was too late to say anything to him, so he got himself some extra protein there. So there's that. So I tell Scotty that story, and he's looking at me, and he's handing me a book just like him. So I'm thinking, "Oh shit, did I just insult you?" And he's thinking, "Yeah, dude, everybody does this. George Carlin did this. A lot of people do this. It's a thing." And I'm thinking to myself, "It's a thing?" And then I have this, you know, epiphany. I was making fun of myself with him because I used the word epiphany like 15 friggin' times for some reason today. I don't know why. So, well, I know why I'm giggling to myself half the time in these videos. So, I said, "What is this? Is this another sign from the universe?" So in '92, this guy comes in, and he's like, "Hey man, I wrote everything I think down in this book." And I don't get that that's a thing to do. And then I'm on here and I'm telling you guys stories and all this. You're like, "You should be a comic and you should write your stuff down." And a bunch of you are sending me notebooks to write shit down in. And I'm doing notes. Like, write down ideas, a couple lines here and there, but nothing concrete, you know. And now today it happens again where a guy I respect, who I think in part, like every other character I know, has influenced me to be the human being that I am. And he was an inspiration to me at the time when we worked at the store, and I might have said that because, you know, he challenged you to think and be a smarter person. Like if he said something he thought you should know and you didn't know it, he made you feel stupid about it in a positive way. Like as a man, like you're a fucking idiot. Because as a man, that's enough for you to go, jeez, he's right, I'm an idiot. I should probably read something. Maybe I should learn better. I'm just saying, this is a cool thing that's been happening on this trip. It's visiting home has been all about these epiphanies. You got it. Some of you had it. Some of you had it. Some of you were with it. Some of you were quick. A lot of epiphanies, man. The whole thing with style, architecture, the creative nature of homes, in particular near water. You know, I don't know if there's been any science on that. I guess homes, people live in nature. I'm sure people in the desert, obviously they're very creative, but the way you live when you're on the water like this, and what you live through seasonally, and the storms, and what it takes when you can't get on and off the island, when your power goes out, when you get flooded out, neighbors helping neighbors, all that stuff, and it's a nice place to live. As you can tell, I didn't live here my whole life. I was here when I was born in the summers, but we lived all over North Jersey. Clifton, Patterson for a long time, Kearney, places like that. Patterson is an armpit, right? So that's why I get the kind of attitude that I have, I suppose. And so, but coming down here, it's not like people from the shore don't have an attitude. They're just not as, you know, you listen to me, you're like, that guy lived in North Jersey for a while. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, it's been cool. It's been cool. Another thing happened while I was talking to friends at the reunion last night. Well, it happened talking to Steve, but it played into other people too. When you're younger, as guys, friends, right? You're friends. A couple guys are friends. One guy meets a woman, falls in love, gets married, doesn't talk to his single friend anymore. Well, sometimes the single guy gets mad. You know, he doesn't want to, he's like, fuck that guy, he cut me off out of his life, you know, for some twat, whatever. I'm not apologizing for the language. So, I was telling this to Steve because I know he kind of went through this too, but it was just a thing that came out of me. I think he needed to hear it because afterwards he told me a story about, he's in the same situation right now in a way. The thing you got to realize is, a dude meets a woman, falls in love with her, marries her. Dude, the right thing to do is to devote the first couple of years, or at least, to that relationship. In particular, if you didn't live with her for 10 friggin' years beforehand, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just met somebody, you fell for him, you get married, boom. She has the right to demand as much of your attention as she can get out of you. You guys got to get to know one another quick. So you should focus on that relationship. And the single dude, as a friend, should know that. I know that. Multiple pals of mine that has happened with. I don't look down on them at all. I am not mad at them at all. None of it. They've got great lives, great wives, great kids, the whole deal, because they walked away from like having all the good times and everything else to dedicate themselves to raising a good family. That's the right choice. That's the right choice. So the single guy should understand that. And what you do is, instead of harboring this grudge over your misunderstanding of the situation, is give it 2-3 years, man. But at some point, reach out to that dude. That dude's gonna be real happy to hear from you, man. He, especially, I mean, if you've been real pals, you know, he will have missed you. He will have missed your company. You're gonna have a whole lot to catch up on. And by then, if you're lucky, maybe his wife, she's got a cousin or sister or something, you know. Hook up the single guy. Just saying, you know, help a brother out, you know. What else could we talk about? I don't know, man. There was a lot of funny shit that happened last night. There was, at one point I said to my buddy, I said, I'm getting 100 jokes here. This is great. I woke up this morning. I couldn't remember anything. I didn't drink a lot. We were down at my pal Sandy's house, and everybody showed up there. And I hope this is working for you. Everybody showed up there, and you know, that's what happened. Started drinking and whatnot, other things. I just drank water. That's all I did. Water. Good to go, man. And then when we got up to the bar, I had like 3 Guinness or something. That's it. That's all I had all night. Really cool thing that happened. This was at Martell's, and my pal Scott Bassinger owns that. Great guy, man. Great human being. Good man, good father, all that stuff. Smart guy, business owner, talented. Yeah, like I told, he's one of the guys that in a previous life absolutely must have been fed to the fucking lions. So we're all there. There's a bunch of us there, and Scott flipped the bill, man. He had brought food out and everything. I didn't expect any of that. Funny thing. End of the night, I go to the bathroom, and it was packed and everything else. And by the time I got back, everybody was gone. You bastards abandoned me. What's going on? I don't have a check to pay. I don't know what's going on. And Scott's there, and he looks at me and goes, "You want to ride?" He's going down to our pal Sandy's house too. So, you know, you get in his, you know, beautiful BMW sports car. You know, man, I love seeing people enjoy life. I really do. If you got the means to enjoy it, take advantage of it. Although Scott should have me build him a cool dining room table. That's what I think. You can afford me, Scott. What the hell? What are you waiting for? Anyhow, we get to the house. Everything's gold, and people are showing up, and that's when I found out what happened. It was really cool. It was really cool. It was good. And there was a lot of heartfelt moments, man, and we got emotional with a couple people. It was just so good to see them. And so the bottom line there is the people that showed up really love one another. You had a group of human beings that truly understood love and the importance of showing up. Importance of showing up. And if it wasn't for a lot of you people right here on this channel, I wouldn't have been able to show up. I wouldn't have been able to be this happy and have all these great memories and everything else. I owe all of you a huge thank you. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. It's amazing. And my friends that I made happy on this trip or got through to on anything, if they could thank you, they thank you too. If there's any of my friends that are here watching this, leave a comment thanking the people that watch this channel all the time. I guess that's it. We'll try to keep this video short. Maybe I'll extend it with some pictures or something, because I got other things to do, people to see, more crap to record, I think. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I am. You all be good to one another. Be as kind to one another as you are to me. How's that one sound? I'm doing it again. That little beach right there, want to talk memories? That's the Fifth Ave Pier here on the bay. Tons of memories on that pier. I've done videos here before on that pier. And that little beach there with the monkey bars and whatnot. When I was a kid, my dad would take me down here during the day a lot. He'd take a break from work or something, or if he took a day off. That was rare. And I just remember being down there. And I remember having this raft that had the clear vinyl section so you could look through it into the water and see all the little critters and the fish swimming around and everything. And I was little, man. 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, all those years doing that. And so riding by that, you can't help but have those memories of your dad, man. That just doesn't randomly oftentimes pop into your brain, and boom, you're right there. There it is. It's right there. It's like it's happening, yesterday. And then all the stuff on that pier, in the high school, drinking on the pier and everything else. It's, you guys know. If you guys have a hometown, if you don't have a hometown or you moved around a lot, I hope this makes you feel some sort of like positive feeling towards people from a hometown, or have a hometown to consider. And maybe, especially if young people ever see something like this, which I doubt, because nobody's watching some old guy talk to his friggin' phone like this, because it's pathetic. It's pathetic. People are watching me, looking at me. It is because I'm funny looking. I'm just saying, if you're young or in politics, man, small communities are the best communities. Tiny communities like this create the best people. They in particular, the best human beings, period, worldwide, but in this country, man, the best Americans, I believe, come from small towns. That's what I think. That's what I think. And things are happening in these communities, man, price of real estate, everything else, where it's not a town anymore. It's like they have a school. They don't have enough people living here year-round to have kids in the school. Businesses go down. Somebody comes in. Sometimes it's corporations, I'm hearing. They come in, they tear it down, they build condos. Rich people making more money. Destroying small towns. So the love that I have for this town, you guys are seeing here, that I'm showing you, I'm capturing now while it's still here, man. Because I don't like saying just greed, greed, greed. Maybe that is what it is. Maybe it's that simple, but you're destroying the best part of humanity. Somebody needs to step in. There needs to be some sort of law or something. Like, we need, like, a certain percentage of the country needs to have this. And I mean in locations like this, as I was saying, the location. People living in areas like this where they're breathing this kind of air and having these experiences with seas and everything else. People need to be able to afford to have the experience with, as a human, this gets to the hippy dippy shit, but you need to have the experience with nature in this sort of atmosphere to create certain ways of thinking. I believe that. Everything about your being, everything about your thought is 100% the result of your experiences. And if people that are teaching us what to think and what to do are only coming from the experience of a concrete jungle, what the fuck? Am I making sense to you? You get somebody that comes from this experience, with these experiences, with all the art, everything I've been telling you, man. I was basically, without even realizing it, being programmed to be a creative person. And open to things and new ideas, because every house you go into is something new, some new kind of thing, man. Well, look at that. That's super cool. Go to a part, be raised in a city where all the buildings are the same. All the layouts are the same. You go see your friends, it looks like your house. Tract houses even do that shit. I'm just saying. We're fucking it up. I'm still talking. Mr. Mueller, who owned the White Oak liquor store, did all the woodworking in his house and everything else. And I don't have time on this visit, but I mean, he even made his own garbage can, these kids want to ruin my video. We'll make them famous. So anyhow, I'll leave you with that. I'd like to do a video interview with him, talking about his career here as the fire chief and everything he ever did, and talking about the store and telling stories about having the liquor store going and all the fun stuff that happened there. So that's it. Again, enjoy this. Be good to one another. I'll catch you in the next one.